So if you're a home bartender like myself, and you're wondering exactly how long you should shake a cocktail for before you serve it to others, then this is the correct video for you. My name is Ron Virpin. I'm a full-time medical doctor, and I've been a home bartender for over 5 years now. During that time, I've learned how to make over 100 different cocktails, and I've thrown over 50 cocktail parties. And I teach other busy professionals how to make cocktails at home. And in this video, I'm going to be answering that very important question. How long should you shake a cocktail before you serve it to others? And really, there is no exact hard and fast rule. And for these past 5 years, 5+ years actually now, I can honestly say that I pretty much have never really counted how long I shake a cocktail before serving it to others. But recently, I have been reading this amazing cocktail book, or a book on just mixology in general called The Joy of Mixology by Gary Regan. And it actually does lay out exactly or approximately how long you should shake a cocktail. And really, that's based on the temperature that you want the cocktail to be when you serve it to others. And when you get to my stage, I've already done this for so long. I've done this for over 5 years now. And during that time, I've made hundreds of shaken cocktails. I would probably say that by now I've made even thousands of shaken cocktails. I would say somewhere above 1,500 or above 2,000 shaken cocktails over these past 5+ years. So for me to, now that I know the number, am I actually going to implement it? I would say no, because I am so experienced that I really have a feel for how long I should shake a cocktail before I serve it to others. And that feel will only come with experience. It'll only come with doing reps and making tens of cocktails that are shaken, and then making hundreds of shaken cocktails, and then making, at my point, thousands of shaken cocktails. When you get to that level of experience, you really don't need these hard and fast rules. But I would say if you're watching this and you're in the very early stages of your home bartending journey, perhaps you just started making cocktails a few months ago, and you're still within the first 3 to 6 months as a home bartender, as of starting this hobby, then I would say this guideline is very important to you, because when you're really getting started and you want to learn things correctly, you can use this guideline and you can actually time yourself when shaking cocktails to really get the feel for it. And once you've done so many cocktails that are shaken and you have that experience, then you get really a feel for it, and you'll no longer need to count. And that's really the level that I'm at now. So from this book, The Joy of Mixology by Gary Regan, what I learned in terms of how long you should shake a cocktail, the actual guideline that he lists out is 10 to 15 seconds approximately. And that's also based on the temperature that you want the cocktail to get down to before you serve it to others. And that temperature is approximately around the freezing point, which for those of you that are not as familiar with Fahrenheit, is going to be 32 Fahrenheit, which is the freezing point. And the guideline that he lays out is that you want the cocktail to be somewhere between 28 and 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, should I say you should go out and buy a food thermometer and actually measure your cocktail temperature to make sure it's down to that? That's not exactly necessary. But if you just follow this guideline of shaking your cocktails for about 10 to 15 seconds before serving it to others, then you will achieve that ratio, because you don't have to hit exactly a certain temperature. You have to hit within a range, 28 to 38 degrees Fahrenheit. So as long as you shake between this range, again, this is not an exact number. You don't have to shake for exactly 12.5 seconds or something like that. You just have to shake somewhere between 10 and 15 seconds. And I would say when you're first making your cocktails, actually go ahead and time yourselves. And then once you've made enough cocktails, then you get a feel for it. And that's the point that I'm at now. Because I've made hundreds and probably even thousands of shaken cocktails by this point, I don't need to go ahead and time myself to make sure I'm doing it correctly. I just have a feel for it because I've done so many cocktails over these past 5+ years. So really, just to summarize, I would say this is especially important if you're a beginner home bartender. You're really within the first 3 or up to even 6 months as a home bartender. Go ahead and actually time it out when you're making shaken cocktails. Time how long you shake it. And then once you build up that experience and you start to get a feel for it, you won't need to do that anymore. So go ahead and time it and make sure that you're hitting within that 10 to 15 second range for how long you actually shake the cocktail. And similarly, there is another range for how long you should stir a cocktail. I'll be covering that in a later video. Anyways, this is all I have for today's video. If you found the advice helpful, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I really like to do 2 styles of videos on this channel. The first style will be where I do a tutorial showing you guys how to make a specific cocktails. And the second style of video will be like this one, where I do guides and I share tips and tricks and things that I've learned over these past 5+ years from all the different books that I've read and videos that I watch and things like that I hope will help you guys become better home bartenders. That's all I have for today. Thank you. Cheers.